Well, before this appointment goes any more off the rails than what it already has, allow me to pump the brakes on this and clarify a few things, because clearly you and I have two very opposing views as to why you are here. You naturally think it's a mistake, despite the fact that I have provided you ample examples as to why you being here is not a mistake. Among the legitimate reasons is your harassment and eventual murder of a member of the LGBTQ community. The Lord's work. Okay. All right. Okay. Which, I'm assuming you mean God, the Creator, Adonai, Yahweh. Yes, Him. And then by extension, Jesus Christ, I'm sure. Yes. Devoted Christian. Right. Okay. So, which of the commandments, refresh my memory if you would, devotee as you are, which of the commandments says to murder in God's name? Technically, no, we're not doing technically. Where in the 10 commandments at the very least, let's just start with that. Where does it say that you are to go forth and slaughter in your God's name? Because unless I'm mistaken, and Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm for sure that one of those commandments is thou shalt not kill. Ring a bell? I'll go one step farther. There's another commandment in there, I'm sure, and Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, but it says to love your neighbor as yourself. Ring any more bells? Again with the abomination thing. Okay, should I start calling you Messiah? Well, because you're sitting here passing judgment on people as though you are the second coming of Christ, as though you are God Himself. So I just assumed that maybe you are. And this is all just kind of like some fun little prank you're pulling on me. You're not. Oh, well, that's a relief. So then I'm curious as to why you are passing judgment on your fellow creature and expecting to have no consequence of that whatsoever. Following God's law. Do you know what one of my personal favorite things about when Jesus was walking amongst you creatures? Do you want to know what my favorite thing about Him was at that time? The fact that He let you all live your lives. He presented people multiple times with His teachings, with His philosophy. And for those who rejected Him, what did He do? You, as the devoted Christian, you get to tell me the answer to this question. Right. He didn't do anything. He just let people go on with their lives, living their day to day, without coercion, because He's not a tyrant. That's literally the whole point of Him giving you all free will, is for you all to live your lives as you see fit at the time. And based on what you've done with all of that free will and all of that time, you then get judged after by Him. Not each other. Certainly not by me. You better be glad for that. But that means you don't get to pass judgment on your fellow human beings either. Is that clicking? Are you getting that yet? Because you're giving me this kind of glassy-eyed glazed over expression, and I'm getting the feeling it's just flying right over your head. If you were just trying to be a good Christian, you would have left people alone. You wouldn't have visited violence upon other people. You certainly wouldn't have taken anyone's life for their lifestyle that you don't agree with, or that you don't understand, or that you felt compelled to purge from the world. That is not the act of a Christian. That is not the act of a peaceful human, period, no matter their religious background. So, this whole nonsense of you doing God's work, that just makes my skin crawl. We're not going to let that happen here. We're not going to let that fly. That's not going to work. So I'm going to need you to take some time and really reflect on your actions and your motivations for your actions, because they were horribly skewed, exceptionally misguided. And I can tell you for fact, absolute fact, that JC doesn't appreciate people trying to do his job for him, especially when they are so woefully underqualified to do so. Now, you're going to hop up out of that chair, and you're going to skedaddle out of this office. And I'm not going to see you again until you've made some progress. Do you understand me? Good boy. Get out.